Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition or episode of the Hare Krishna Project podcast. This is episode number 94. A big thank you to everyone who continues to tune in from now all over the world to not listen to me, but to listen to our guest. To hear what our guest has to say. And I'm particularly grateful to everyone who's been keeping updated with what we're doing here at the Hare Krishna Project, over 94 episodes. This week we're coming back to the UK, and I'm delighted to welcome our guest. It's Jaya Shree from Glastonbury. Hare Krishna, Jaya Shree.
Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe. It's great to have you with us. Now, I think you and I probably first met maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I remember visiting the Shekin Ashram in Glastonbury, and I remember seeing you there. And I remember I came in for a cup of tea because it was cold outside. I remember you were just kind of pottering around, doing stuff in the kitchen, doing service, doing seva. And whenever I think of you, I always think of you as part of the Glastonbury community, in terms of doing stuff like behind the scenes and stuff. And what I'm looking forward to about today's podcast is Jaya Shree has come to talk about some of the charities that she's involved with, some of the projects. And Jaya Shree is a disciple of Sri Raman Bihari Babaji, who is a spiritual leader based in India, but comes to the UK often. And he has a growing number of followers in the UK. And I did mention him actually in my book. My book's over here somewhere. So Jaya Shree, it's great to have you with us on a cold, wintry morning. You look how I feel, cold with the jumper. So Jaya Shree, tell us a bit about some of the charities and the initiatives you're involved with for your spiritual teacher.
Okay, first, if you're cold, I want to hand you a blanket in, but I can't because you're the other side of the screen. So, right, first, everything is for Baba, Sri Raman Bihari Das Babaji Maharaj. So we've I don't quite know where to start.
How did you first meet? I mean, you've been active with the Sri Raman Bihari Das Babaji for a while. I mean, when did that passion? I guess when did that passion for following him start? Do you want to share that?
Okay, so I turned up at Shekin Ashram about, I don't know, probably about 6 years ago now, maybe 7 years ago. I don't know, it's ages ago. And I came for 2 weeks and ended up staying until the ashram was sold in 2020. And that's where I met Baba.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And
everything, he's my soul guide. I don't know how else to put it. So the charity, if I'm blessed to do a little bit of seva for the charities, it's for him, and it's by his mercy, and it's by Thakurji's mercy. So I guess I feel a little bit of a fraud actually coming on here, because it's not me. It's not me. It's like, if I get to do anything, it's only by their grace and their mercy. But then if we don't push ourselves to do stuff, then we don't get anything done. So it's like, so I've been really privileged to be able to, in the past, organize a few events, get some things happening and going, help with the prasad distribution in Glastonbury, which is something that has been going on for, I don't know how many years now, maybe 17 years, and that started at Shekin Ashram too.
Wow.
But none of it's me, you know. It's like, if we get to do these things, all of us, it's always always by Guru's grace, by Thakurji's grace.
So tell us a bit about your Guru Maharaj's, your Guru Dev's projects, his initiatives. Let's talk a bit about those and what's involved with them.
Okay, so Sri Radhey Seva Trust, I'll talk about that first.
Yes, please.
Is Baba's charity, which was set up in 2007 by Baba devotees, I think in Glastonbury, mainly based at Baba's ashram in Vrindavan. Over the years, it's done so much good work in the community. They've had a clinic. They do lots of work to help the local community. The most recent thing is this summer, when the river Yamuna flooded in Vrindavan. It was Baba's devotees who are like working for Sri Radhey Seva Trust, and nobody's paid anything for working at Sri Radhey Seva Trust. It's everything is, so anything that you donate to Sri Radhey Seva Trust goes directly to helping the charities, helping, and you know, Baba is, well, he's the head of the trust and directs where the funds go. So this summer, I don't know, lots of people probably already know that, like, the river Yamuna flooded, and we were hearing
did it cause a lot of damage, the river flooding?
Yeah, people's homes were damaged. So like there were people without just basics, and then there was like the healthcare needs after that and stuff. So yeah, we were basically raising money, sitting outside the local ashram selling cake. The Kirtanyas let us take a prasad stall to their kirtan event in Glastonbury, and I think we made about 450 quid there for the charity. It was amazing. Lovely lady called Yamuna. She's a brilliant cook, so we were around at her kitchen a few days before the Kirtanya's kirtan, and we just cooked loads and loads, and cake. She makes amazing cake. She also she just, the local festival that, we'll go on to that in a little bit. There's a local couple, what they called, Mobius Loop. They got a little band, and they let us take a little Bhakti Seva temple to their festival. So yeah, so we were also raising funds for Sri Radhey Seva Trust there. And again, it was just cake sales, like, you know, just so simple, but yeah.
Everyone loves cake. So the Sri Radhey Seva Trust is based in India,
That's right,
in
yeah.
the kind of Vrindavan area, set up by Baba and his followers in 2007.
Yeah.
And it runs a clinic, like a medical clinic, where people get kind of medical support.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happening with the clinic at the moment, because things changed a lot during the lockdown. We need to look into that. Yeah, but yeah, in the past, yeah.
Yeah, and they do prashadam distribution as well.
Big prasad distribution in the community there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How long has Baba been based in Vrindavan? How long has he been there?
Do you know, I don't know exactly.
It's a long time, isn't it? I mean, we're
Yes,
talking several decades.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's certainly been there a long time, and he's had a connection with Glastonbury for a long time as well, at least 20 or 30 years or
and
so.
His guru as well. His guru also a big connection with this area. And what I should say is I'm so new to this. It's like I've just wandered into Shekin Ashram some years back, and so yeah, what I know intellectually is nothing. I just, you know, yeah.
So the Sri Radhey Seva Trust, and then there's the devotees in Glastonbury, you organize fundraising events locally to fundraise for activities in Vrindavan. That's the essence of the charity, isn't it? To some extent.
That's, yeah. There's another charity in Glastonbury connected with the new ashram, and it's all Baba. You know, it's all service to Baba and service to Takaji. Yeah. So Sri Gokripadam is also Baba's ashram, and that's in Glastonbury. And there's another charity, I think it's Bhakti Seva Trust, which again, you know, we can add all the links maybe, and if anyone feels to donate to these charities, please, you know,
please do. Yeah. Well, I've been to Sri Gokripadam a number of times. It's a wonderful temple. Actually, I produced a short film about the temple, as well as a podcast recorded at the temple about a year and a half ago. I was very keen to support the temple as it was opened. As far as I'm aware, it's the only temple in the UK that's in the Nityananda line. So in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, most of the temples are in the Sarasvat line. But this is the Nityananda line, which makes it, I think, is it the only one? Yeah. So it makes it extra special.
It's Baba's first temple in the West. So, yeah, what can I say?
It's wonderful. And I remember, I mean, I've been to a number of events in Glastonbury over the years where devotees are kind of rattling a can for the Sri Radhey Seva Trust. I'm quite impressed by the desire that everyone has to help with the fundraising. It's a real kind of team effort, a community effort. I've certainly kind of noticed that in Glastonbury. So in terms of raising money for the charity, does the charity need like money on a regular basis to fund some of these projects in Vrindavan?
Yeah, the charity always needs money, and you know, whatever we can raise, we can find projects for it. This week I asked what is needed over the coming months.
Yes, in please.
Vrindavan. Yeah, so we've got, so yeah, we're going to do, me and my friend Didi, we're going to organize a festive fundraiser, and that would be prasad, kirtan, always lots of kirtan. We haven't finalized the date yet, and yeah, I'll put all the links. We've got a new Facebook page as well, and the new Facebook page is the Sri Sri Gauranitai Bhakti Seva Temple, which it's this is the Bhakti Seva Temple that we're going to be taking to festivals during the summer months. But the reason that we've got this Seva Temple that we're taking to festivals is to support Baba's charities. So it's brilliant, because it's brilliant to take lots of kirtan, to have this temple that we can take, and you know, we offer like a daily program, arti, prasad distribution. But at the root of all of it is seva to Guru. You know, that's everything. So maybe I'm digressing, maybe I'm going off on a tangent a little bit. But,
I do it all the time. I digress all the time.
So, but anyway, for the fundraising, for the up and coming fundraiser for this winter, what we're looking for Vrindavan directly is to buy warm clothes to hand out to the mothers and the babies and the elderly and the sadhus, and particularly those living on the streets outside in Vrindavan. So yeah, that's what Sri Radhey Seva Trust is going to be supporting this over the coming months, which, because Vrindavan gets really, really cold during the winter. Yeah, so.
Well, I first went to India 2013, and before then, as a naive Westerner, I naively thought that India was hot all the time. And I remember I just took one thin jumper with me. But I went to India for the first time ever during the winter. So I was actually freezing most of the time in Vrindavan or up in New Delhi as well. And yeah, I kind of my stupidity for not doing my research, but I remember it being very cold in Vrindavan.
especially at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's kind of part of the austerity and the tapasya, isn't it? That kind of, we're as devotees of Radha Krishna, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we're on a pilgrimage to a holy dham, holy sites, and so it shouldn't necessarily be easy anyway. We should be, it
I
should,
think there's always going to be little challenges that put out for us, isn't there? It's like, um, yeah,
yeah,
if it's easy, then what? Yeah.
there should be some austerity. So with this shoot, particularly with the Sri Radhey Seva Trust, how many of you in Glastonbury help to raise money for it? Of what in terms of what happens in Vrindavan?
It changes all the time. Yeah. Do you know? Yeah, it's over the years we see different devotees coming
Mm,
and going.
mm.
There's another other charity that I've been less involved with. That's called the Tulsi Trust, and I'm sure that's more based in Chhattisgargh, which is a whole other story. But hopefully, I mean, if it's okay with you, we can put the links to like all the charities and maybe even like a little
Yeah.
few words of them all. But um, it's just, it, do you know, if how can I don't know how to put this. If we're blessed to be at, under the at the feet of pure Guru, and we've got his mercy in our lives, if we can just find a little bit of our time
Mm,
and energy that we can direct to some of the charity work, I mean, because we can't. I don't even think I can't comprehend what Baba's given me. Um, yeah,
mm.
I don't
It's
know.
all savor, isn't it? It's all
Yeah,
savor.
if we can find a way to just, and everyone's got something, that a little something that they can give, and if we can encourage each other as well to just find that, um, find the ways that we can come together as a sangha, and support each other, because all these little strengths that we've got as well, anything that we've got, it's not ours, it's what we've been given, it's the
Mm,
gifts that we've been given by Takaji, by literally by Radha Krishna. These are nothing's ours. It's all these lives, everything. It's them. It's all them. So if we can find a just tiny, tiny way to just give something back, so that's, yeah, that's what yeah. I don't know.
mm. No, it sounds wonderful, and it's the right attitude to have. Savor service is about giving, giving, giving. We shouldn't want anything for ourselves, and it's all about service to Guru and Garanga. Spiritually, we are um, uh, spiritual beings, and certainly the phrase that Srila Prabhupada used is that our original constitutional position sounds a bit posh, doesn't it? Our original constitutional position is that we are part and parcel of the Supreme. Our 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 original innate nature is to serve Krishna, serve the Lord, or
Yeah,
serve Radha Krishna,
yeah,
serve
yeah,
Gauranga. So that's our original spiritual nature, to be servants and to serve.
yeah.
And I always see you and others with you as a great example of that kind of service attitude. You're
No,
always,
I mean, do you know, it's like, I don't know. I mean, we're all human. I fall down all the time. But it's just, we just have to just keep encouraging each other and just keep
hmm.
trying, basically. Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit more about the Sri Sri Gaur Nitai Bhakti Seva Temple? I love the name, actually. It's quite exotic, I find, actually.
Because I wanted to be, because, it's like the new ashram, Sri Gaur Kripa Down, so it's got that little connection. So it's part of, but not of, if that makes sense. Um, because again, it's all in service to Baba. And Alex from Mobius Loop, he said, because he was doing the publicity for Hemp Redemption last year, and he's just like, have you got a name? And I'm like, we got a name. So it's like this name, we just came quickly. So that's what it's going to be called now. It was a little bit from a push from Alex. Yeah.
And so the plan is that the Sri Sri Gaur Nitai Bhakti Seva Temple will go. Yeah. I had that written down, by the way. I didn't just like, I read it quickly.
I need it written down.
Your plan is to, and you have done this already, is to go to festivals and pitch up as like a mobile temple. It's like a traveling temple that goes to different kind of festivals around the UK.
That would be amazing. So far, right, I mean, we've done Hemp Redemption literally on a wing and a prayer, and with big support from Mobius Loop, who've been absolutely brilliant. We've done 3 Hemp Redemptions, and the first one, lovely Jacob, who does the healing field at lots of festivals, he loaned us one of his domes. The second 2, Mobius Loop literally loaned us the space and gave us the space, and you know, we didn't have anything, so it's like literally just like asking people in the community. So I don't know, it's really beautiful that it was such a big community effort to bring that together. But now, because it went down so well, and so many people really enjoyed it and stuff, and it would be so good to be able to take that to more places. So we're going to do this crowdfunding page, and hopefully we can buy a yurt or something similar, and then grow it, take it to more festivals. And so when, like so far, like last year at Hemp Redemption, we literally ran, for want of a better word, a pop-up temple. We did like a daily program as I've been directed by Baba when I'm at the local ashram under Baba's guidance, serving Takaji and offering arti and make holding that as a sacred space. So yeah, it's a pop-up temple to the best of our abilities that we can do that service. I don't know, but
yeah. Well, I came, so there was 2 Hemp Redemption Festival days this year, 2023, and I came to one of them, which was great. The first ever time I've been to a Hemp Redemption Festival. I didn't have a clue what it was all about or what was involved, but it was great to spend time with devotees there, do some kirtan, prasadam distribution, and it was a very small miniature version of Glastonbury. I mean, it's that traditional, is that typical festival vibe of you know, of just kind of sharing Krishna consciousness, sharing bhakti with the public. And yeah, I loved it, and I'm definitely keen to come back again. You know, as soon as you know the date or the dates for 2024, I would love to come back.
Please do. Yeah.
I had a great time. Yeah, and for me, I loved it because it's about using every opportunity to share bhakti. You know, because some people might think that the Hare Krishna devotees at a Hemp Redemption Festival might not be a place where you would find Hare Krishna devotees, but actually it's the ideal place to find Hare Krishna devotees, you know, because you know, everyone everywhere needs to discover bhakti, needs some bhakti in their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. I think it was a vegan event. It was a vegan festival, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. They're very strict vegan there. Yeah.
And you've got like all types of people at this festival. And I was chatting to one lady who who She was, what was she? She was like she could read auras,
Yeah.
and she was determined to tell me who she thought I was in my past life,
Yeah.
it did tell me, and it actually didn't surprise me. I'm not going to say it on the recording, but she didn't know a lot about me. The person she described probably was me in a previous life.
Oh,
Yeah, I might tell you that off the recording what she said.
yeah.
But yeah, it's great. It was great to have you and other devotees there, kind of doing that kind of. I don't want to use the word preaching as it sounds religious, but in terms of sharing bhakti, you know.
Oh, that was brilliant. We had, because the guys doing the site crew food there as well were also devotees, and they were lovely, lovely little crew of ISKCON devotees from Reading.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the organisers, they put us next to each other, and we had this like whole little community going that weekend. It was brilliant, so sweet.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I will, well, if Krishna willing, I will be there in 2024. If I'm free, I'll come. I go anywhere that I'm invited as long as I'm available. I'm happy to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So I think what we'll do with this podcast is we will put the links, the Facebook links and the website links to those charities, those initiatives with this podcast, so people can
Yeah.
particularly get involved with the fundraising that you're doing in Glastonbury. You know, you're hoping to do a
Yeah.
big fundraiser soon in Glastonbury, aren't you, for the Sri Radhey Seva Trust?
That would be brilliant. Yeah. I mean, all the publicity will go on the new Facebook page, so I can put the link to that. So, and future publicity for
Yeah.
everything will be, I use that as like the platform for it. So, yeah, that would be
And you're going
brilliant.
to set up, I think you said you're going to set up a fundraiser.
We're going to do the crowdfunding page as well, and yeah, another local devotee lady is going to be popping around one evening next week, and we're going to be doing a little bit of like working together to set up another crowdfunding for more of Baba's charities, Sri Radhey Seva Trust, Bhakti Seva Trust. Yeah, so it'll be brilliant. Any links is like just amazing. Thank you.
Well, I've always been certainly inspired by the work of the devotees in Glastonbury. I met Baba a couple of years ago. I must have first met him, I think, in 2019, because he visits the UK once a year, doesn't he, for about 3 months?
Usually, yeah, he comes, apart from when we were locked down and we couldn't visit people, he comes like, yeah, June, July time. He's usually here for Guru Purnima, and usually on Guru Purnima, that's when we have like the big non-stop Namya Kirtan festival. So like last year's was 48 hours. In the past, we've done like 4 days at Shekin Ashram. It's brilliant. So it's just like non-stop Maha mantra. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I first met Baba Sri Raman Bihari Babaji in 2019 during that actual event at the former Shekin Ashram in 2019, and I went down for a while to meet him and meet the devotees. And yeah, and then I met him again in 2022. Might have been his first visit after the pandemic, I think, when that was around the time the Sri Gaur Kripadam ashram was
That was
opened.
it, yeah, because he came, because we got the keys for the new ashram on Guru Purnima. So auspicious. And that's when Baba first came back to the UK. And that, yeah, last year.
Actually,
You've got his Baba's book. Brilliant. Oh, and you can get this book, anyone, like, from the new ashram. They've got copies of this book at the new
and as
ashram.
you can tell, I have read it. You can tell by the post-it notes.
Brilliant.
And I loved it was very easy to read. I remember it was very easy to read, and I remember some of the things that he said really kind of stood out for me. But Mahaprabhu's final message for the world, the nectar of Sri Harinam, Sri Raman Bihari Das Babaji Maharaj. So and I wrote about Sri Raman Bihari Das Babaji Maharaj in my own book, The Hare Krishnas in Britain. And I dedicated a little section to Baba there, talking about the lineage that he's part of and his growing following in the UK. Both books are available online. So yeah, so I would certainly recommend this book though. It's a wonderful, wonderful book, very easy to read.
Yeah.
And I'm all for uh, practitioners of Krishna consciousness and obviously non-practitioners of Krishna consciousness to be well read. I love reading a diversity of books and learning and understanding the kind of wider and broader Gaudiya Vaishnava family. So this is a must read. And you said it's available at the.
It's a new edition now. Very similar. Yeah, but so it's.
But it's got a pink.
I think we sold out. That to be like new prints. So there's a slightly different cover. Yeah, it's poetic. It's so beautifully written. Oh, and there's a picture of Baba in the back.
Yes, I've just seen that, and I've just can't believe how many post-it notes I put in.
Can you see? Yeah, there. This is my Baba, Sri Raman Bihari. That's Babaji Maharaj. Thank you.
So Baba has, for anyone who's not familiar with Baba, he has a growing following in the UK, and I have always been impressed by the growth of that following, so to speak. And I certainly know a number of people that, what can I say, have joined him or taken shelter of him, because they've been very impressed or enthused by his energy, his zealousness, his real eager to spread Bhakti amongst all people, particularly Western people.
There's no words. Baba's amazing, incredible. He's so humble. He leads us by the example that he lives his life by, and he does it impeccably, and when he's here, when he's with us, every morning most mornings, I can't say every single morning, but many mornings when he's here, he'll give class, he'll give Hare Katha, and just sit at his feet and learn from him. And his kirtan, he's one of the, if not the best, incredible. Just it's prayer in action, because Baba never talks when he's offering kirtan. He just comes and sings, and I don't have the words to honor Baba's kirtan, but when he's here, he's. If you get a chance, come.
Well, I think for me, what I really respect many things about Sri Raman Bihari Babaji, but one of the things is how here at the Hare Krishna Project, we've done a lot of work around inclusive Vaishnavism, how we need to be better including people and supporting people, and he really embodies that inclusive Vaishnavism. Everyone's welcome, kirtans for anybody. And a number of his followers, how do I say this, are people that have maybe come from elsewhere, other mats, where they didn't feel like they fitted in, or they weren't welcomed, and they've taken shelter of Sri Raman Bihari Babaji, and they just feel at home with him. The kind of that liberal acceptance of anybody.
We've got this beautiful part of the altar at the new ashram, and it's like all these different lineages, just represented. It's like from the outset, it's like so inclusive.
Well, I really appreciate you being the guest, Jaya Shree, on this week's edition of the Hare Krishna Project podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I know that you felt a bit nervous, and that's fine. Some of our guests come on and they just talk for hours, and I don't even get a word in. But I really appreciate our kind of conversation today. And that just happened to have that on the bookshelf. I'm really quite chuffed that I pulled that out at the right time. So a big thank you to, I think what I'll do, Jay Shree, is I'll just say goodbye to everybody watching, and then
Okay.
you and I can have a brief debrief after. So a big thank you to Jay Shree for being our 94th guest on the Hare Krishna Project podcast. I cannot believe that we've made it to 94 episodes, which is quite
Brilliant.
remarkable. It's
Amazing. Amazing saver.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, in all weathers. If you're
Mhm.
watching this on YouTube, please do not forget to hit that all important subscribe button so you're kept updated about future podcasts. And please do also a bit of constructive comment with the podcast. And also, if you're watching this on Facebook, please do either like or follow the Hare Krishna Project Facebook page so you're kept updated about future podcasts that way as well. So until next week, I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Pakistan, Haribo.